Good morning. This will be a microscopic examination of two slides from the three crucible. After yesterday, I've done two lightings or one after the other that was aimed to increase the Nero content, and now we will evaluate it if this actually worked. At the same time, they still have the command of creating the worms, so we might see big worms and big trains. But hopefully, enough Neros. The mission was very hard after yesterday, but I added oil and water, and hopefully it's less hard, even though it's still very solid and you don't see any liquid. It's less of a problem for lighting because very quickly it becomes liquid, but it's more of a problem for long-term storage and also for if you want to use it with electrolysis. So for the next lighting, we will actually add even more water and oil, and also take some of the mixture out. So for the symbolic purpose, we've added Neros to the Titans, which is not good because now they are more powerful and you can hear them. You can feel them. Doing their charades. But it's only temporary, and it was needed in order for the next step, which is aimed at the creation of the train bacteria. I thought maybe add another kind of life form, like the colossal squid, or maybe we have lots of X-Men stuff, but maybe you'll get to do it later. For now, I'm satisfied, or maybe the Cymbalista, but for now, I'm satisfied with, the big wire from yesterday, and also the train, which is important stuff. We will use a new feature, which is an electric train, based on this thing. It will be connected to a DC transformer. It's kind of like an electromagnet. It will be a very weak electromagnet because, the wire, because the way of, the radius and, the cover of the wire, but the important stuff is to energize this symbol. It will be wrapped around this, in like the baking dish. Probably with only one crucible and the other trains. That's the idea, and the three crucibles. So of course all of that predicated on that we'll see good result now. If you don't see any Neros, we need to think about how to continue, or if you don't see enough, because we need the Neros in order to create the train. Even though temporarily, yes, it makes the Titans more annoying than before because they have more power in their body, and more power, metaphorically so. So if everything is well and you just see life forms and Neros now, we can continue with this step. And part of the step will be, right after we start, we will remove, after it's kind of like, it melts a little bit, we'll remove at least 2/3 of the material to two containers, probably this one and this one here. In order, first of all, to remove material from the body of the Titans, which is a good signifier of reducing stuff from the body, but also because I want this mixture will be it's intended to increase the bacteria concentration, and especially the trains, and to decrease the Nero concentration. And for storage, I will not want that. Maybe also this is well for lots of experiments, but I want to have in storage. Mixture that is rich in Neros and not specifically with train bacteria, even though it's still super contaminated. So let's think about it later, and just let's take the examination to see what we have. On the background, we can really listen to the part 9 of the Game of Thrones early series. Which deals with primary school, junior high, things like that. Okay. So, 64 magnification. Always when the first frame is, I mean, you get, you know, the notion that, I mean, so we see Neros here, I mean, we see Neros. It's not like a bad mixture. We do see Neros. It's good. Mostly tend to be on the bigger side, which is to be expected, I mean, given, you know, the symbols that we've used. It's not that bad. Looks like very small trains, but difficult to say. So this is not just a train, but a very big one and beautiful one, actually. Very nice train. Yes, great. I like it. Like, it's not a wire, it's a train. It's a little bit difficult to focus here, unfortunately, because the cover is a little bit too much away from the... I don't know, I have a problem with... We have a problem with the maximum magnification lens. It's a problem. Let's try to do it the other way. Just a second. Just a second. So now it's 150 magnification. We've seen a beautiful train, but we couldn't focus on it too much because of but it was a beautiful train, no doubt. We see all sorts of Neros, not tremendous amount, but we see Neros. More tend for the bigger one, bigger size, I mean, I would say. All the smaller ones. Is this a train or a wire? It's a train, I think. I'm not sure. Nice.
בתי ספר שהרבה באמת מחוברים לציונות הדתית. ופעם ראשונה הבנתי מה זה אנשים עם ערכים. למשל, הייתי חושב בהסעה, בכיתה ה' או בכיתה ו', אז תמיד מקושרים שירים, כאילו שצריך לרצוח את רבין, בן פרץ, ולקבור אותם. ולי זה היה חדש, סיפור, אני אפילו לא בטוח שידעתי בכלל מי זה פרס ורבין, לא הייתי חדש בפוליטיקה באותם שנים. ומהם למדתי מה זה ערכים. ואלה, באלומות, ואותו דבר גם היה בצדי, זה אותו סתם טיפוסים, הם לא שרו אפילו שיר אחד, כאילו, שמח כשרבין יצא. רק להראות לכם איזה, כאילו, הם היו חלשים מאוד בתחום הערכי, הם מאוד חלשים בתחום הערכי. כאילו ציונות דתית, אבל לא באמת, לא באמת, בלי שום ערכים. ולא אכפת להם, אוסלו כן, אוסלו פה, אוסלו שם.
Nice. But we see enough Neros to continue with our, this is also a trend. We see enough Neros to continue to the next step, which is increasing the size of the train tremendously. And that's what we'll focus in the next experience. Because we do see enough Neros, not like huge amount like we've seen before, but you need to remember that this is a very nice trend, that we have enlarged the quantity, like, of all mixtures, and use some of the mixture to and also have added the fourth crucible with the mixture. So taking everything into account, I mean, and also that some of it is actually in the wax, so I mean it's difficult to actually take it, I mean, in microscopic examination, but it doesn't mean that it's not part of the show, certainly once everything melts together. So it's not bad result. It's not bad result. It's not the best that we've seen, but I mean, considering the size and the other, the size, the quantity, I mean, it's good results. I mean, with regards to the Neros. And I don't want to add too much because I don't want to make the Titans too strong, even temporarily, because I don't like the noise. So it's not bad. It's definitely not bad, and we've seen many starts of trains that are nice, even though of course we want much bigger, and we will get there hopefully with the next experiment. This is also a train, smaller one. It's not a big. These are not big trains because another small one, because it's 160 magnification. I mean, if it was 64, we would have seen even less. So it's not. These are very small trains. Yet again, I would say it's tremendously larger. Both the Neros and the trains are tremendously larger than what you can find in the body of Titans and humans. We work with, generally, this channel, I mean, that is dedicated mostly to monsters. I mean, we start with monsters and we go up from there, like to the Cthulhu, categories. We like big stuff in this channel, like, real big, like, I mean. Okay. It's not bad, not bad. Now let's take a look at the second one.
So I don't remember many of the names because at first, I mean, I kind of, I wasn't, I mean, אני פשוט עושה את תמיד, רק הייתי כאילו מפריסן, כאילו מספר אחד, הייתי תמיד, כאילו...
Nice colors. This is a train. Nice train. 64 magnification, nice train. This is a Nero with a train inside of it, which is very nice. Half inside, half outside. Very nice. Just a second. So difficult to focus, but you see that half of it inside, half of it outside. This is, I mean, it reminds me of what I've just, spoken about, that I'm not sure, like, I mean, I understand that these symbols are very important, like that are partly outside, partly inside, but I'm not sure, like, what's the logic, like, I mean, because presumably it can mean many things, like if it's partly in, partly out. I mean, it still can mean all sorts of stuff. This is even a bigger train, actually, to the left. 64 magnification. I mean, I need to think about it. Like, what does it mean that it's half in, half out? It can mean that it's kind of like, that it comes from the void, like, I mean, but... Like, if it's... I mean, if it's completely black outside and colorful inside, you can say, okay, or black with ashes outside, and you could say, okay, it kills it. But let's think about it like later. It's let's continue now. Okay, this is super train, but I mean, difficult to focus. But definitely a train. Nice. Nice. Okay, what sort of Neros? Nice ones. Difficult to focus. So for the next experiment, maybe I'll add yeast. We see a little bit of mutated yeast here, which is nice. But for the next, maybe we'll add some more to be used as food for the Atkin dance of the Neros. Nice. These are trains, not, and you see like the big wire, not like the wire from yesterday. We don't see many of, this is mutated stuff. I like it a lot. Nice. Nice. So we'll add more yeast for the next, just to use as food for next. Maybe if the symbol is completely inside, the Nero, I mean, it means that it's digested, maybe. Maybe it's kind of like, means the digestion. Which will good, but we need to know what's the symbol of the yeast. I don't know. I've never kind of like used it in a symbolic way. And maybe if it's like half in, half out, it means that it creates it or mutates it. Okay, I would say we are satisfied with what we've seen. Certainly enough to continue to the next step, which is creation of the train and nice train here as well. A nice train, electric train, and also we'll probably want to reduce the number of Neros. Yes. Okay, so okay, I mean, fine result, not superb result, but fine result. And my tendency is to think that it's actually better. I mean, that both with regards to Neros and life forms in what we have inside, because it was so hard to take the sample. But I don't think that they are dead because they can survive even in solid material. Just I mean, it's difficult to take a sample, and I want to continue. So let's continue as planned.